Tēnā tātou katoa, good evening. Annual inflation now stands at 6.7%. That's 0.5% drop on the last time we checked in on it, and lower than many experts were predicting. What that means is the cost of living is still rising, but not quite as fast as before. For the average household, that means over the past year, we've been paying $5,000 more for all the exact same goods and services. Groceries had the biggest impact, almost $1,100 up on the previous year. And take a look at the cost of housing. That's up $1,000. And remember, inflation's been running hot for 2 years now. Infometrics tells us the impact on the average household is an increase of $10,000 over that time. Janaka Turallen reports.
For disabled Christchurch man Nick Stone, fresh food has become a luxury.
I'd like to be able to go to the supermarket and buy the basics, like a block of cheese.
He lives with epilepsy and autism spectrum disorder, so he can't work more than 30 hours a week. That means his income hasn't kept pace with his bills and he's making difficult cuts.
Things like meat, I've cut back on buying vegetables.
With grocery prices up 12% in a year and fresh veg up 22%, it's our food shop that's seen the biggest price hikes.
It is very much the essentials that Kiwis are continuing to pay more for, and despite the fact you're seeing a bit of moderation in the pace of inflation, it is those essentials and the rising costs of those that still worry us a lot.
And consumables were the most common item on the chopping block among Kiwis we spoke to today.
Instead of buying Vogels or something, just buying a home brand sort of bread.
I walk from here to Mangere Bridge rather than drive, and that's probably $5, $10.
Not going out anymore, it's just meals at home.
It was either the rent or the food, who even lives like that? Yeah, so I decided, no, I'm moving back home to my parents.
Housing has been the second biggest hit to our wallets. The Reserve Bank has raised the official cash rate 11 times in a row now, making both rents and mortgages more expensive in a bid to slow spending and bring that cost of living down.
Have they done enough to slay the inflation dragon? And although these figures show that we've definitely started to wound the inflation dragon, 6.7% is still far too high.
So there's a long way to go. But there is cause for optimism on the mortgage front. There may not be many more interest rate hikes in store.
Most people are thinking the Reserve Bank is close to finished, either that they'll pause here or maybe one more hike or maybe two, so there or thereabouts.
Most economists predict high interest rates will last around another year. It depends on whether the cost of living keeps falling, something everyone, especially those on the breadline, is keen to see. Janaka Turallen, Newshub.